Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. For today's box opening, we have a Dominaria Remastered Collector Booster Box. This thing is shiny and full of shiny goodness. So let's crack this thing open and let's just enjoy the ride. So this is my first opening. It is release weekend. So, I'm just going to kind of experience the cards. I will put up the pricing, but it is all it's not quite pre-release pricing, but it is still very early. So I do expect the prices to drop somewhat as more and more of this product is cracked. So just kind of keep that in mind with any of the prices you see. I do have quite a few collector booster boxes as well as draft boxes on the way, so we'll be opening a good sampling of this on the channel. And we'll just kind of experience it and enjoy the ride until we get all the way through. So let's oh, I think I gotta go. I don't like this. All right, starting off pack one really bad. Maybe it'll improve. We'll see. All right, so this is going to kick off with an insect token. And our first card is going to be a Pyre Zombie. That's going to be followed by an Urza Lord High Artificer coming in Borderless. Very nice to see that. That's currently around $29. And then we have a Windborn Muse coming in as another rare with a Legacy Weapon from the main set coming in foil. Nice mythic hit here, a little bit of value. And then we're going to see an Omnivence, followed by an Invigorating Boon, White Mane Lion, a Retro Foil Mountain, followed by a Zombie Infestation, a Deadpult, a Veiled Serpent, woo, a Juggernaut, a Lull, Circle of the Forward Order, and an Impulse. All right, so pack number one did see some value. I like that. And we'll just keep it going here. I do have a few cards from my collection to pull out, so if we do get one of the cards that I happen to have, or at least that I've selected, I'm sure I have quite a few of these because I've been collecting Magic for a while, I will kind of do like a little side-by-side comparison. All right, so we have a Grim Lavamancer coming in, extended art foil, followed by a Lyra Dawnbringer. Very nice to see that. This does hold some value. And then we're going to see an Umbilicus coming in as our rare in retro frame. And then we're going to see a Maze of Ith. Some value there. Very nice. Followed by a Swords to Plowshares. So very staple card. Then we've got ourselves Chain Lightning, followed by Mishra's Factory. Then we got our Retro Island there. I love these lands. Then a Slice and Dice, a Faceless Butcher, a Vigilant Sentry, followed by a Werebear, a Savannah Lions, a Pacifism, a Battlefield Scrounger, and that's all we've got for that pack. All right, so I think Lyra was probably our biggest hit for that pack. Kicking this one off with a zombie token. They are double-sided, so there's a sheep on the other side. And there we go, a foil borderless Maze of Ith. Nice. Love the artwork on that. Then we got a Triskelion coming in borderless non-foil, followed by a Test of Endurance retro frame, followed by a Grim Lavamancer. Then we're going to see a foil Impulse with another Juggernaut, a Counterspell, and there's our Forest, followed by a Floodgate, a Rith's Grove, a Sequata Lancer, the Polluted Mire, the Keljorn Gargoyle with an Aravax, Goblin Matron in the back. Very nice to see that. They really did do a fantastic job on the foils for the retro frames. I do have quite a few foils here on the side that hopefully I'll get to pull a few of them out to show you. All right, so we've got an Insect, followed by a Sulphur Falls. I do love my lands. Not a high value, but it is something I will cherish. Then we have an Oversold Cemetery coming in. Very nice hit there. Followed by a Chainer Dementia Master in retro, non-foil, with a Triskelion in foil from the main set. followed by a Wild Growth. Okay, so now this is a card that I actually have a 7th edition foil of. So in non-foil, the 7th edition is worth, where is it there? 48 cents. In foil, it is worth $420. So I'm just going to take a quick second, put down the rest of the stack, and I just want to kind of show the foiling between the 7th edition and the brand new one. So, and as you can see, I got a pretty good 7th edition. This is an original pulled from a pack way back in the day. So just wanted to kind of show that off a little bit. People have asked about my collection, so I figured this would be a good set to kind of show it off. So we've got a Deadwood Treefolk, a Duress, followed by a Plains. Then we're going to see Valdecut, Keeper of the Flame, with an Assault and Battery, a Sunclasp, followed by a Remote Isle, a Sandstorm, a Fadaja Seer, with an Empty the Warrens. So very cool. Hopefully we've got a few more of the cards that I've got in my collection, so you all can see them. Got a few tutors and a couple of commons from Alpha ready to go. All right, so we've got ourselves an insect token here with an Antuco Shade foil retro frame, followed by a borderless Lotus Blossom and Isolated Chapel. Very nice to see that. And then we're going to see an Entome coming in here. Foil from the main set in standard new frame. Very nice to see that. That's going to be worth some money. Then we got a Quicksilver Dagger, followed by a Fadaja Seer. Quicksilver Dagger again. And there is our Mountain. Followed by a Spite and Malice, a Life and Death, then a Spirit Link, a Macetail Hystrodon with a Stetson Desire, a Drifting Meadow, and an Icor Slick coming in the back. This really is if you're new to Magic, the set may not be the best for you. I mean, there's a lot of great cards in it, but if you're an old school Magic collector like myself, this set feels really nice in your hand. All right, there we go. We got one of the big hits here. We got a Sylvan Library coming in. Very nice to see that in foil borderless. Followed by a Mystic Remora. So the common reprint. Very nice to see that. Followed by a Pashalik Mons in retro frame. And then Sol Kanar, the Swamp King, coming in foil from the main set. Then we got the Mog War Marshal, followed by a Momentary Blink, Peregrine Drake, and there is our foil retro frame forest with a Spectral Lynx, a Congregate, an Urborg Uprising with a Remedy, and Avenize, a Hermetic Study, and then a Crackling Fiend. Look at that artwork. That is just phenomenal. All right, let's just keep on going and enjoy the ride. I will do a full MTG box analysis at the end with big old red stars around the value, considering we are only in, day 2 or 3 of this. So we've got a Goblin token there with a Hunting Grounds retro frame foil. Very nice to see that. Followed by a Birds of Paradise new frame borderless. Very nice. With an Exploration and a Windborn Muse. Then we're going to see the Ornithopter. Just saw that in Brothers War, I believe. And then we got Rada Erdkeld with Rewind Faith. And there's the Plains, the little ghost in the corner there. And then Rada Erdkeld again with an Illusion and Reality split card. Wormfang Drake in foil. Penumbra Bobcat. Nightscape Familiar with an Emerald Charm. And then an Evil Eye of Orms by Gore. Very cool. That might be the longest card name in this set, as far as number of characters go. All right, so this one kicks off with a Goblin token. And we're going to see the Mystic Remora in retro foil. Very nice. Followed by a Borderless Gamble. Very cool. And then a World Gorger Dragon coming in as a mythic hit from Retro Frame non-foil. And then we get an Umbilicus coming in from the main set in foil with a Thran Golem. Another Wild Growth, this time in non-foil, with a Mesa Enchantress. Then we've got ourselves the Retro Foil Swamp, a Thieving Magpie, Dread Return, Skirk Prospector, a Mind Stone, a Kavu Primarch, and a Horseshoe Crab in the back. Oh, with an Oromancer. All right, we got 4 more packs to go. No Force of Will yet, but that's okay. If we do get one, I have one. I have a second one to show you. All right, so we have our Goblin, followed by Azira Arian, with a Hunting Grounds coming in borderless non-foil, with a Stroke of Genius. And we're going to see a Time Stretch coming in here. Very nice to see that. That's going to be a good hit, I think, long term. With a Goblin Matron, an Obvenance Spirit Link, followed by our Forest. Then we got an Undead Gladiator with an Improvised Armor, Smoldering Crater, an Ornithopter, Nomad Decoy, an Avon Fisher, and a Grape Shot. All right, 3 packs remaining. All right, this one is going to start off with an Elephant Token, followed by a Worldly Tutor. Very nice hit here in foil foil retro frame. Then we got a Windborn Muse in the new borderless treatment. Very nice artwork there. With a Shivan Dragon. That brings back memories. And then we have an Opposition coming in here from the main set. With a High Tide, followed by Nature's Lore, Mog War Marshal, and this time we're going to get another island with a Gem Palm Incinerator, Deadwood Treefolk, with a Street Wraith, another Wild Growth in foil, with an Obsessive Search, a Phyrexian Ghoul, and then we're going to see Goblin Medics coming in here at the back. Let's take a second and straighten that up. 2 more packs to go in this collector booster box. And we'll have another box opening on Wednesday, for sure. So we've got ourselves an elephant here with a borderless foil Entome coming in here. Very nice to see that. It's going to be a good hit. Then we're going to see a non-foil borderless Entome. So also a good hit. And then we get a Phantom Nishoba. That looks so much like a Legends card there. And then we have a Jester's Cap coming in. Very nice. With a Spirit Link. Another Ornithopter. Tatoya Benalit Druid. With our Mountain. And there's Tatoya again in new frame. With an Icy Manipulator. A Twisted Experiment. A Peregrine Drake. Mana War. Howl from Beyond. That'll be another one. 1 second. Then we got to Break Asunder. So I happen to actually have an Alpha Howl from Beyond. In case you're wondering, the Alpha Howl from Beyond is around $42 in near mint. Mine is not near mint, but is in pretty decent shape. It is off-center as all get out, but just wanted to kind of show the artwork side by side in case anyone wanted to see that. All right, last pack to go. This one's going to start off with a zombie token, and we're going to see a Sulfuric Vortex coming in as our retro rare foil with an Urza's Incubator. This happens to be another card that I have. So I have Urza's Incubator coming in from Urza's Destiny here. So here's just kind of the 2 cards side by side. I do have all of my higher value older cards in triple sleeves, so soft sleeve, hard case, and then a team bag wrapped around it. But this is valued at around $45.73. So just wanted to kind of show the comparison there. And then we've got ourselves a Maze of Ith with a woodland cemetery. Then we're going to see a High Tide, a Wild Dogs, Goblin Matron, a Foil Mountain, Turnabout, Mishra's Factory, Symbolic Beast with Wild Dogs, Leaden Fists, and a Frantic Search with an Elvish Apparition coming in the back. All right, so give me just a moment. I'll get everything sorted, organized, and be right back with the MTG box analysis. In today's MTG box analysis, we're going to review the set distribution and pack eligibility for Dominaria Remastered. We'll then take a look at the set distribution versus the cards that we saw in this box. We'll go over coverage metrics, take a look at the current set value, the value that we saw in this box, and we'll close it out with a summary. If you want to go deeper into the analysis and see all the metrics for this box and 70 others, simply join the channel at the Give Me the Data level. The Dominaria Remastered set contains a total of 456 cards. Every single card is a reprint from Magic's history. More specifically, they're reprints from 27 sets that took place on Dominaria. The main set consists of 261 cards, and of those, 150 are available in retro frame, and 45 of those are available in borderless with new artwork. In draft booster packs, you can see nearly all the cards in the set, both in foil and non-foil. The only exception are the 10 retro frame basic lands. In draft packs, you can only pull the non-foil versions of those cards. In collector booster packs, you can't see any of the 261 cards in traditional frame in non-foil, but they are all available in foil. You also can't pull any of the retro frame basic lands in non-foil. They will all be foil in the collector booster packs, and you're guaranteed to see one per pack. Now let's take a look at the set distribution versus the cards observed. This chart shows all the cards we saw during the opening with the non-foils in green, the foils in orange, and the set in gray as the baseline. As you can see, the only non-foils that we saw were in retro frame and borderless. This box featured 36 retro frame and 12 borderless, which works out to 3 retros and 1 borderless per pack. In the foil space, we saw a variance of 4 cards from the primary colors of Magic, with red having 13 from the main set and blue having 17. We also saw 31 foil retro frames and 5 foil borderless in this box. Moving into coverage, in the non-foil space, we saw 36 of the 150 retro frames, giving us 24% coverage of the category. We also saw 12 of the 45 borderless for 27% coverage. In the foil space, we saw 127 unique cards, which gave us 28% coverage of the set. Pivoting to coverage by rarity, in the non-foil space, we saw 65% of the commons and 21% of the uncommons that we were eligible to see. We also saw 18 rares for 22% coverage and 6 mythics for 16% coverage. In the foil space, we saw 54% of the commons, 25% of the uncommons, 20 rares for 14% coverage, and 4 mythics for 7% coverage. In total, these 12 packs contain 38 rares and 10 mythics. Before we go over the value that we saw in this box, let's baseline with a look at the value of the Dominaria Remastered set using pricing from January 14th, one day after release. Currently, the set features 26 cards valued over $10, 25 cards valued between $5 and $10, and 86 cards valued between $1 and $5. The remaining 319 cards in the set are valued less than $1. If you were to add up the value of all 456 cards using non-foil prices, you'd have a grand total of $814.37 in market value. Now let's take a look at the value that we saw in this box, starting off with the non-foils. For this chart, I've broken down the retro frames by color and category so you can see the distribution a little bit easier. Unfortunately, none of the non-foil retro frames that we saw in this box were valued over $10, but 2 of our borderless cards did fall into this dollar range. They were the Urza's Incubator, valued at $22.56, and the Urza Lord High Artificer, valued at $29 even. We did see 1 retro frame and 4 borderless cards valued between $5 and $10, and 9 retro frames and 3 borderless valued between $1 and $5. The remaining 29 non-foils in the box were valued less than $1. In the foil space, I feel like we did pretty darn good. We saw 6 cards valued over $10, including the retro frame Hunting Grounds, valued at $12.35, the Worldly Tutor at $16.83, and the Mystic Remora, currently valued at $17.82. And in the borderless space, we saw the Maze of Ith, valued at $12.98, the Entome, valued at $22.63, and then the Sylvan Library, valued at $71.03. We also saw 5 foils valued between $5 and $10, and 26 foils valued between $1 and $5. The remaining 95 foils in the box were all valued less than $1. So how did this box perform? Well, I purchased this box from my local game store for $274.99 on release day. The collector booster box we just opened contained 12 packs with 15 cards each, allowing us to see 180 cards. Currently, there are no market prices for the double-sided tokens, so for today's box, we're just going to go ahead and skip them. The 36 non-foil retroframe cards have a market value of $39.23. The 12 borderless non-foils are currently valued at $89.49, and the 96 foils from the main set are currently valued at $64.26. The 31 retro frame foils that we saw are valued at $89.26, and the 5 borderless foils are currently valued at $113.88, thanks mostly due to that Sylvan library. This brings the grand total for the box up to $396.12, which is a gain of $121.13 over my purchase price and equates to a return of 144%. Please keep in mind that it's still early and prices are likely to fall over the coming 2 to 4 weeks as more of this product is open. Now, for those of you interested in cards valued just over $2, the numbers look like this. In total, this box contained 34 cards valued over $2, and they have a combined value of $318.80, which accounts for 80% of the total box value. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to come back on Wednesday when we're going to open and analyze a draft booster box of Dominaria Remastered. Until then, do something amazing.